28 and 30.
It's the two WM Peugeots that lead the way, the turbocharged 1.9 litre cars. The pace car pulls off, the WMs come up side by side. William David qualified on pole position in his first ever Le Mans. Is he going to lead his first ever Le Mans, or is he going to have to give best to his other car? Yes, it is number 8 that goes into the lead then as they go up towards the Dunlop S's, the Dunlop chicane for the first time. It's the WMs in the first two places then, but it's number 8 who goes ahead. Patrick Godin, the more experienced Le Mans driver, who goes ahead of William David as they go through the Dunlop chicane, then pursued in third place by Bob Wallach in the Courage Porsche number 13. Down towards the S's they go. It is the Courages then in third and fourth places. The second of the Courages with Henri Pescarolo's distinctive green helmet there, but it's a twitch there by William David. Now he doesn't want to get caught out on cool tyres, not totally cold but nevertheless cool tyres, as the cars go then through Tertre Rouge, now accelerate past those trees that take them out onto the Mulsanne straight. This is one of the fastest parts of the circuit as they accelerate up towards the first Mulsanne straight chicane. Already Henri Pescarolo falling back, and the next one through is the Montury driven by Jean-Marc Goudon, so the leading GT car at this stage. It's very much a French benefit at the moment, with the WM Peugeots leading the race overall and the GT category being headed by the Montury with Jean-Marc Goudon into the first chicane then. The two WM Peugeots and Bob Wallach staying with them. He obviously doesn't at this stage want to see those Le Mans specials get away from him and stay with them. As he does, he comes out of the chicane, accelerating now along that straight stretch between the two chicanes, and already Patrick Godin beginning to pull away. And in fact Bob Wallach, I think, coming up to challenge the second of the WMs as they come into the braking area for the second chicane. He goes past, he goes into second place then. Bob Wallach then through into second place in the Courage Porsche. The other Courage, of course, a Chevrolet powered car in the hands of Henri Pescarolo, dropping back a little bit towards the leading GT car. So through the second chicane then, still in the lead, number 8, Patrick Godin, coming out of that second chicane, down towards the Mulsanne kink, up towards Mulsanne corner. Over the crowd they'll go in a moment, pursued then in second place by Bob Wallach, who's pulling away a little bit now from third place man in the pole position car, number 9, William David. So William, despite qualifying on pole position, hasn't succeeded in leading his first Le Mans race on the first lap, but who knows what will happen over the next slightly under 24 hours. Through Mulsanne corner then, up towards Indianapolis they're going now. This is the other really fast part of the circuit. Those first three cars then pulling well clear of the fourth place car driven by Henri Pescarolo through the right-hand curve. They go, the first three, up now towards the left-hander, which is Indianapolis, headed by the number 8 WM Peugeot. And if anything, I would say he's being caught slightly by Bob Wallach as they come then up towards the left-hander at Indianapolis now. Certainly Bob Wallach is getting that little bit closer. Whether he'll succeed in taking the lead at the end of it by the end of this lap, I'd rather doubt, but certainly he is taking the race in the sports prototype, the much heavier car, something like 200 kilos heavier than the WM Peugeots, but of course a larger turbocharged engine than the leading car has. There's something coming out of the back, Paul, of the second place Courage at the moment.
Yeah, it just looks like a little bit of an overfilled oil tank or something there, but it certainly was dropping a little bit of something as he came through the sweep coming in towards the Porsche curves. But look how far back the fourth place battle has gone. I mean, it's a sprint race for the first three places, isn't it?
Well, at the moment those three have pulled well clear, and Paul probably will put a watch on the gap between the third place car and the leading GT cars. They come to at the end of lap 1. The screen doesn't give us the instant times that we're used to in the UK, so we'll have to keep that information officially off the screen as soon as we get the chance to do so. But meanwhile, Bob Wallach now closing up on the leaders. They come through to the end of lap 1, and in fact what is happening is he's dropping away a little bit now as they go finally through the Ford chicane up towards the Ford chicane for the end of lap 1, and he has right on his tail William David, but Patrick Godin it is. So the WM Peugeot leads the French car, French chassis, French engine, leads at the end of lap 1. Across the line he goes, so one lap completed by Patrick Godin in the lead. In second place it is Bob Wallach, but only just ahead of William David, and then a long way back in third place. Just now coming into the Ford chicane and out of it is the fourth place car, which is a McLaren. In fact, the McLaren that has taken fourth place is the West car, John Nielsen. Well, this is exactly what JJ Leto was telling us on Radio Le Mans yesterday, that he was sure that John Nielsen would be the one to take the race to the prototypes, the leading McLaren driver, and so it's John Nielsen then in fourth place.
There's something on the track there, Ian.
That's a bit of underbody, isn't it? So the under tray of one car has fallen off. I'm afraid we're not putting up on our under trays to identify which car that came off, Paul.
It's not the Saab.
Ian, something for you to keep a lookout for. Car number 47, which is the GT1 Honda, Bertrand Gachot's car, 17th at the moment, has a container of some sort hanging off the back, according to Graham Tyler, one of our spotters out at Arnage.
I wonder whether that also is something to do with that undertray that we saw on the circuit, whether it's the same car that's not its undertray, and that's whatever it is that's hanging off the back of it is part of that whole problem.
Yes, we noticed that as well, John, as it came past the pits at the completion of that lap. As you say, the Honda there possibly having lost its undertray. Jerry Bootson in car number 4, Kramer Porsche K8, up to 28th place, so you were absolutely spot on, Ian. He overtook 8 cars on that lap.
Harry Turner's just been on my headphones telling me that the ZR1 Corvette, the first pit stop in the race, is taking on water in the pit lane, so that doesn't bode well at this early stage.
Jerry Bootson then making his way up through the field. You had him in 19th place. Jerry Bootson, the focus of the television cameras at the moment, who featured in that dramatic finish for second place last year with Eddie Irvine. Jerry, Grand Prix winner for the Williams team, and now making his way after that delayed start from the pit lane up through the field. At the moment, the cameras are showing him going at towards the end of the Lausanne straight, Lausanne corner. And the car has lost its capo and rear, which means it's part of its rear bodywork, is number 70, the Marcos of Chris Hodgetts. So number 70 is the car which has lost part of its rear bodywork and is running well. We go down that far.
The computer does, and he says 38. That's the Chris Hodgetts Marcos 38 at the moment, but having lost that rear bodywork.
Through goes the leader then for the 4th time, and into the pits though. Into the pits comes the other WR Peugeot. This is rather early. I would have thought that we expected a WR Peugeot to come in, even given that they aren't the most robust of machines, and waving a right hand as he comes into the pits, comes to a halt. Bob Constantiouris will be on the spot very soon and will be telling us what it is they're doing to the car. They're certainly refueling the car.
Yes, I'm getting there. Were the mechanics actually expecting it to come in? I mean, we did suggest that, you know, there might be one or two of these people actually attempting to run out of sync anyway, starting right as well. But it's just a refuel at the moment.
And there's also some tank tape. We can see as the television camera closes in on the car, they're applying tank tape to the...
Yeah, there's a fair amount of tank tape at the front end. Well, whether that was there before or not, I don't know.
There's more being put on around the screen,
yeah.
Vestigial screen.
Engine fires up. Toasts my bits. There's a fair amount of flame coming out of the back of this thing, and it's back in the race.
That looked like a loose screen or something there, Bob, didn't it?
Certainly confirmation from the television pictures now of what we've been hearing, reporting into John about rain on the circuit from our spotters.
Yeah, and we're seeing that it's raining now more than drizzle. It's quite hard at Mulsanne. Not quite enough for the tyres to be throwing up any spray at the moment.
I tell you, it's getting much harder, the rain. They're definitely going to switch to wet weather tyres. I think everyone is going to want to switch to wet weather tyres now, because the rain really is quite a lot harder.
We see there a Jaguar, I think, returning from the grass verge back onto the tarmac, but looking undamaged. And we also, whilst Paul was doing all that, we noticed another car that has come back into the race, or yes, come back into the race as opposed to the Sard, which is going into the race for the first time, and that is the number 41 Ferrari. In fact, no, it was the wrong sort of tail end. It's number 59 that had just come out of the pits, in fact. Number 59, which was Yannic Dalmas originally, and is now possibly being driven by JJ Leto, whether that's had a change of driver. Coming down the pits is the other WR Peugeot. The number 8 WR Peugeot is currently in its pit garage. The number 9 car is now in the pits also. That is currently being driven by Jean-Bernard Bouvet. So he stops by his pit. They don't seem to be exactly ready for him. Little doubt at all that the whole race order is going to become very disrupted for a few minutes, and the pit lane is going to become exceedingly crowded. The Kudzu has come in, number 5, which Jim Downing has been driving most recently. Also coming down the pit lane is the Courage number 11. So number 11 in the pits, it was Frank Lagorce who took that car over, and one would surmise that he's coming in to put on to wet tyres.
Yes, he had slicks on it before, Ian, so that's a sensible surmising.
And the leader's in.
Because the Harrods car going through in the lead, so at the end of 22 laps it's the Harrods car, Andy Wallace leading the race, and the West car, number 49, in the pits.
So Andy Wallace leading Le Mans for the first time since 1988.
And there goes the Porsche car.
Yes, with a blue light on the roof. You saw it's a course car, not a police car.